Welcome to True Crime Stories. Melania Rea grew up in Somma Vesuviana, a small town near Mount Vesuvius surrounded by a loving family, her parents Vittoria and Gennaro and her brother Michele. She was known for her kindness, radiant smile and deep devotion to family. Melania dreamed of a simple, happy life, a loving husband, children, and a home filled with warmth. Her aspirations were rooted in tradition and the close-knit bonds of her community. Friends described her as empathetic and reliable, always putting others first. She believed in true love and was an optimist, trusting in the goodness of people. This trusting nature would ultimately lead her far from the safety of her family into a story no one could have foreseen. In 2000, Melania met Salvatore Paralisi, a charming army corporal on a bus. He swept her off her feet with attention and promises of a bright future. Their whirlwind romance quickly led to marriage in 2004, celebrated by both families. Salvatore's military career took them north to Fogliano, far from Melania's hometown. Melania sacrificed her support system for love, struggling to adjust to a new life. Isolated and alone, she relied on daily calls to her family to stay connected. Salvatore's demanding schedule left her feeling increasingly lonely. Despite the challenges, Melania remained devoted, believing their love could overcome anything. But the cracks in their new life were already beginning to show. In 2008, Melania's daughter Vittoria was born, bringing her joy and purpose. But motherhood deepened her isolation, as Salvatore's absences grew longer. Unbeknownst to Melania, Salvatore was leading a double life, having affairs with female recruits, most notably Ludovica. Melania found suspicious messages and sensed a growing distance. Arguments became frequent, but Salvatore manipulated her doubts, making her question herself. Despite mounting evidence, Melania clung to hope, wanting to save her family. But the truth was becoming impossible to ignore. On April 18, 2011, Easter Monday, Salvatore suggested a family outing to Colle San Marco. Melania, Salvatore and their daughter set off for what should have been a peaceful day. According to Salvatore, Melania went into the woods alone to find a restroom and never returned. He claimed to wait nearly 2 hours before raising the alarm, first calling Melania's brother, not the police. His calm demeanor and inconsistent timeline immediately raised suspicions. Police found Salvatore's account unreliable. He seemed more focused on his story than finding his wife. A massive search began, with Salvatore's odd behavior drawing attention. He directed searchers away from logical areas and appeared to be performing concern rather than feeling it. Investigators and the community quickly sensed something was wrong. As night fell, hope faded and suspicion grew. The search for Melania became a race against time. Salvatore's actions only deepened the mystery. The truth was about to surface. 2 days later, Melania's body was found in a remote wooded area, Ripe di Civitella, far from where she'd disappeared. She had been stabbed 35 times, the attack marked by personal rage. A swastika was carved into her thigh, a staged attempt to mislead investigators. There were no signs of sexual assault or struggle, suggesting she was attacked by someone she trusted. The location was secluded, not a random choice. The brutality and staging pointed to a personal motive. Salvatore's behavior and the evidence at the scene made him the prime suspect. The Rea family's hope was shattered. The investigation shifted to murder. The community was left in shock. The search for answers intensified. All eyes turned to Salvatore. With Melania's body found, police focused on Salvatore. They uncovered thousands of messages with Ludovica, revealing his intent to leave Melania. On the day Melania vanished, he was in contact with his mistress. Melania had confronted him about the affair days before her death. Investigators believed she threatened to expose him, risking his career and custody of their daughter. Cell phone data placed Salvatore near the crime scene, contradicting his alibi. Forensic evidence suggested a careful, calculated killer. The swastika was dismissed as a red herring. Salvatore had a similar tattoo. Under pressure, Salvatore's lies unraveled. He was arrested in July 2011. The man who promised to protect Melania was now accused of her murder. Salvatore's trial in October 2012 gripped Italy. The prosecution presented overwhelming evidence: messages, cell data, and Ludovica's testimony. Salvatore's defense claimed the case was circumstantial, but his shifting stories hurt his credibility. On October 26, 2012, he was found guilty and sentenced to life, later reduced to 20 years. He never showed remorse, insisting on his innocence. Melania's daughter, Vittoria, was left in the care of her grandparents. The case became a chilling reminder of hidden abuse and betrayal. Melania's story is a heartbreaking lesson in the dangers of misplaced trust.